A new trailer for Captain America Brave New World has just been released. This is the second trailer for the movie. So, first things first, let me say this. There's three things that really struck me when watching this trailer. The first thing is that the trailer really overdoes the elaborate jump cut edits and the split screening effects that you see a couple of times. If you just look at what's on screen and listen to the dialogue, it all looks and sounds quite bland and forgettable. And so I guess the editors tried to liven up the material they had to work with all of this elaborate trailer editing. The heavy stylistic approach just becomes a bit too distracting after a while. The second thing I noticed is that the CGI in this film looks a bit unconvincing, and that's really characterized a lot of recent MCU movies over the years, is the decline in the quality of the CGI. But it kind of looks a bit video gamey in this trailer, actually. Several shots that are supposed to be set outdoors look obviously like they're in a studio with some green screening. Finally, the dialogue is very generic and cliched. It makes the trailer feel like one of those fan concept trailers that you see on YouTube, because some of the lines are, well, just give you some examples. We are on the brink of war. We can't trust anyone. Nothing about this feels right. Someone's been pulling the strings on everything. Don't say I didn't warn you. What if this is a trap? I mean, yeah, not exactly inspiring writing there. I mean, you could put these kinds of lines into almost any big action movie in the same genre, and they wouldn't be out of place. They don't tell me anything unique about the story. There's something that just feels odd to me about this movie, and I just can't quite explain it. Even the Thunderbolts film, for all of its flaws and irony and grey, desaturated colour palette, it at least looks like it might be a bit more fun than this. Again, emphasis on looks like it might, okay? But this Brave New World movie looks kind of cheap. Poor CGI by today's standards, and a stock standard geopolitical conspiracy storyline. Now, I like the main character and the main actor, Anthony Mackie, who plays Sam Wilson. I like his performance. I like what he brings to the role. There's a real earnestness there, but I'll never buy him as Captain America. I mean, to me, he'll always be Falcon. And I mean, he's still got the wings, for God's sake, you know? And he is Falcon, and I think it would have been great if he just stayed Falcon. Why couldn't the film be called Falcon Brave New World? Why does he have to be Captain America? And he doesn't even have Steve Rogers' super serum. So the guy is just very strong for a regular guy, right? So how is he going to fight the Red Hulk? I mean, how's he going to fight him? I mean, heck, Steve Rogers in his prime couldn't do that. It's as if the writers now want you to sort of forget that Sam Wilson is just a regular guy. They want you to sort of squint past the fact, that he's not super enhanced. But maybe they could retcon in something about how he got juiced on some super serum at some point, because, his strength is just beyond reason at this stage. So this trailer doesn't do a whole lot wrong, actually, but it also doesn't offer anything really new to convince me that the film is particularly strong. There's nothing really exciting here. It looks quite safe, actually, and I think that's the key. Beyond any of the other complaints I might have, it's as if there was an attempt to not over-egg the pudding and to not do anything too different. It looks like a formulaic political action movie, kind of in the vein of Winter Soldier, like Winter Soldier Light. It feels a little bit low energy as an effort. In fact, it doesn't actually feel like a movie, does it? I mean, if I'm honest, from what I'm seeing here, the action scenes, the overall feel and spectacle of it, it actually looks more like a TV series, right? It looks like the latest MCU 6-part TV series or something. It doesn't feel like a big budget cinematic outing. Now, it doesn't look cheap necessarily, but it doesn't look like a major motion picture either. It's funny, I recently rewatched Avengers Age of Ultron. It was a film I wasn't really wowed with the first time I watched it. I think we were spoiled for choice back in the first three phases. The films were generally so good. But Age of Ultron is a film that I've grown to really love. But it was a huge action movie, right? It was monumentally significant in terms of its overall contribution to the MCU and the Infinity story arc at that stage. It was a big Avengers movie, as a big ensemble film. We had a big, larger-than-life villain with the brilliant James Spader playing Ultron. Everything about that movie was just large and important looking, and there was a real weight to the movie. And it felt like a film with scope and grandeur to it, an important addition to the franchise, like I say. So compare something like that, Avengers Age of Ultron, to this. So the films are going to be basically 10 years apart. So Age of Ultron came out in 2015. This film is coming out next year, 2025. But Brave New World does look kind of like another MCU mini TV series that's due out on Disney Plus or something, right? That's what I get from this. In fact, for all of its flaws, the trailers for Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV series actually look better than this. That's really ironic, because that was Anthony Mackie's first big standalone thing as Falcon, and he was becoming Captain America in that TV series, which I think was unnecessary because he'd already been given the shield and the torch had been passed by old man Steve Rogers at the end of Endgame. But anyway, nevertheless, Falcon and the Winter Soldier looks more expensive and more interesting than Brave New World. Mind you, Falcon and the Winter Soldier turned out to be quite a disappointment. I think it was a bit mid in the end, but the trailers at least mildly piqued my curiosity. But the trailer for Brave New World doesn't do it for me. I don't think there's enough here on screen that makes me feel like this is going to be a significant contribution to the MCU overall. I wouldn't say that I'm excited for Thunderbolts, but I think there might be a little bit more of interest over there. Like, there might be a bit more character. It might even be a better story. It actually looks a bit more fun than this. And I think it's quite unfortunate, actually, because the Captain America movies really were the best in the franchise, in my opinion. They were some of the best movies, especially Winter Soldier, like I say. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think of the latest trailer for Captain America Brave New World? Looking forward to your comments below. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Take care, guys. Please share the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.